What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Playmaker Away with the playbook. Hope you had a great day, morning, or evening. And y'all read the title, man. There's one trading strategy that works every day. Now, if this is your first time on the channel, welcome. I appreciate giving this video a chance. Make sure to hit that bell and sub button because we don't just post weekly content like this, but we post weekly stock analysis, we post weekly crypto and altcoin analysis and plays. And most importantly, we live stream and live trade every day. London session 3 a.m. EST on this very same channel. So we're not your typical investment channel or trading channel. We show you how to make money both on the front end as well as the back end, meaning how to make both active as well as passive income when it comes to these charts and when it comes to investing. So as you can see, we're out here, we're looking at GPJPY, and we took this trade live. Yes, we broke down and entered and took this trade live on Thursday's live stream on the 10th of April. So if you just go to the live section of this YouTube channel and go to the April 10th live stream, you'll see us break down and enter this trade live. This was a beautiful 1-to-6 risk for ratio setup. That means whatever I risked, I made 6 times that amount. So for example, if I would have risked $100, I would have made $600. If I would have risked $1,000, I would have made $6,000 off this one trade alone. And then I scaled in another position that gave me another 1-to-3 risk reward ratio setup. So again, same thing. If I would have risked 100, I would have made 300. If I would have risked 1,000, I would have made 3,000 off this one trade alone. And of course, for the naysayers out there, here we are in the advanced play signal room. We see the same date, April 10th. You see the time 3:37 a.m., which is literally London session. You see the entry SL, you see the TPs, you see the TPs getting hit, you see the reactions, you see the times the TPs got hit. You see us going live during the news. You see the New York price watch list. You see me letting them know that GJ is still tanking. You see me letting them know that we hit the next zone, 9:33 a.m. Let's go to 9:33. We can see here, this was 9 a.m. 9:30. That's when we hit this next zone right here. So again, there's no cap in my wrap. I got to give a special shout out to the members and students. We went 5-0 last week, giving us a 100% win rate. As far as how we wrapped up March, if you scroll to April 1st, you'll see how we ended March 13-1, give us a 93% win rate, and how we ended quarter 1. We went 44-5, giving us a 90% win rate. January, we went 17-3, February 14-1, and then again March 13-1, catching a total of 155,207 pips. So we've been going absolutely crazy. And by the time you're watching this video, as long as it's still April, Q2 sale is going on. Just type discount code Q2 for 25% off literally everything. That's all the playbooks. That's the one-on-one sessions, the cores, and technical analysis, fundamentals, playbook. Everything is literally 25% off, y'all. You go to where it says subscribers, you scroll down to photos. There's 1,500 photos, over 3 years worth of receipts. You can see screenshots of positions, screenshots of signals, as well as student results and testimonials. So make sure to explore the channel. So we're going to break down how you can catch a similar setup like this one and what made me go for sales when we can clearly see an obvious reversal right here. So the first thing I always tell my members and students is you need to identify the trend. Now, you don't want to identify the trend on the smaller time frame. You need to identify the trend on the bigger time frame. Now, again, listen to the words I'm saying. We're identifying the trend. We're not trading on the bigger time frame. The reason why we need to identify the trend on the bigger time frame that we look at our entry for is because the bigger time frames tell you the overall bias and direction price is heading, versus the smaller time frames only explain what price is doing at that exact moment. Both are important, but both are used for completely different things. All right, y'all. So when we look at price right here, we can clearly see that we have bearish momentum. We can see a clear lower low getting made here. Then we see we broke through these levels to the left. So we do see a reversal here, but what you have to understand is reversal doesn't always mean the trend is going to change. All right, y'all. Reversal does not always mean the trend is going to change. And I talk about that in the price action technical analysis playbook. It works on stocks, forex, options, and crypto. And we can see a part of that says rejections, reversals happen, but a reversal doesn't always mean the trend is going to change. We look here, this is clearly a reversal. So again, it's very, very, very simple. This is what a downtrend looks like. This is what an uptrend looks like. Which one of these two does price look like we're in? The downtrend, right? So again, where a lot of people make a mistake at is they focus one on the smaller time frames, or they think green means buy, red means sell. No, you have to look at the full picture. So now that we understand we're looking for sales, we just have a reversal. As long as price doesn't break these resistance levels, turning back as support, we're going to continue to look for sales. So this is when we go to mark off our key price levels. Boom. So now that we got our key price levels marked off, now is when we go into the smaller time frames to see how price is reacting to these levels. So again, we're looking for sells. So we want to enter sells off resistance levels, and we want to enter buys off of support levels, right? Sells off resistance, buys off support levels, right? That's how it works. So again, this is why it's important to identify the trend on the bigger time frame, because what do you think everybody and their mama was thinking going into Thursday? They were thinking buys, right? Because we saw this reversal here. But if we understand what reversals are, and we also go into the bigger time frame, we can clearly see that we're still bearish. So again, if y'all don't believe me, I literally said we're looking for sales. We obviously took a sell. So why did we do that? Because again, what I teach the members and students is not to chase price, but follow the flow of price. So again, until price breaks the downtrend cycle and shows that we're in an uptrend, no matter what, I'm still going to be looking for sell setups. So at this point though, I'm only going to look for sells if we can turn this level back into a resistance, right? So this is where we wait. So we're either going to wait for price to break above this next level, hold that support, where we then look for buys, or price can break below this level, hold it as a resistance, then we're going to look for sell. So this is when the patience comes into play. Again, we already have the game plan, so we know what we're looking for. So all we have to do is patiently wait for price to show us they can do that. So again, this was here during Tokyo session. I didn't trade Tokyo session that night, so I just let price do his thing. I didn't get back into the charts till London session. So approaching London session, as we can see, this is 1:30. Boom. This is 3 a.m. So again, we saw price prior to London session starting. It broke back down, was holding this level as resistance, and we had this reversal. This was the bait for y'all bull people, because again, y'all saw this, y'all think buy. So this was the bait. This is how y'all got caught in that fake out liquidity sweep, because after price broke that level, this is why I always say wait for retest confirmation. Price did not hold this level as support like it did here. In fact, after it broke that level, it came back down and held it as resistance. So after we saw price right here held this level as resistance by this wick, right? We see this wick right here. That is when we pull the trigger into the trade. And then from there, again, we're going with the flow of price. We're entering sells off resistance levels. So all we're doing is letting price do all the work, right? And that's what we can see right here. All we're waiting for is volume to pick up. Again, this was prior to news, because again, we go to Thursday. If we go to the 10th, we'll see that we had news that day, right? So we go to last week and we go to the 10th, we can see that we had USD news, right? So we took this trade during London session. So when we go to 8:30, we went live like I saw earlier. This was 8 o'clock, 8:15, 8:30 candlestick. So again, we saw that when the news popped off, it turned the support level into resistance. It gave us more volume, as we can see, to continue to tank to the downside the rest of the day. So everybody was scratching their heads confused why price was going down and why we went for sells, but it's simply because we was following the flow of price instead of chasing price. And when you do that, look at this, we caught the entire move for the day off of that. And it's literally that simple, y'all. You identify the trend, you go with the trend, enter buys off support, sells off resistance, mark off your key price levels, and just patiently wait for your confirmations to be met. If they're not met, you simply wait for them to be met, or you go into another chart. And that's what you see me do on the London session lives all the time. So if y'all enjoyed this video, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Comment down below any questions, comments, concerns you may have. Make sure to hit that first link in the description, join the free Signal, free Telegram, y'all. If you're interested in how to identify these levels, my Signal service, my mentorship program, make sure to hit those links in the description. But before you make a decision, let me tell you a little bit about those details. Advanced Play Signal, we trade Tokyo session exclusively with the members. We trade London session and then New York. Just like the Sunday chart analysis I drop in the free Signal, I drop one every day during New York session called the New York Price Watch List. This is where I go over the trades we took during Tokyo session, London session, and possible sales going into New York. I don't just say we're looking for buys or looking for sells. I explain why we're looking for buys, why we're looking for sells, and then I take it a step further and go over key price points to look for entries and exits on. As you can see here, I call this Signal. You see I'm walking y'all through what's going on with the trades we're in. I'm giving y'all updates to what I talked about in the New York Price Watch List. And then of course you see me showing y'all screenshots to visually show y'all what's going on behind the scenes, or what I see on my end behind the scenes. All right, we also have exclusive live streams that we go live during New York news events at least twice a week. And just like the London session lives, if you missed the live, they're recorded and posted in here so you can watch them when you get a chance. You have access to over 500 videos of daily chart analysis and weekly live streams. And in fact, you have access to even the ones last year in 2022. Then there's also the pinned messages like the account size key, the student and member group chat, and much more. Now, I also have the course, of course. The course doesn't just teach you my trading strategy, it also teaches you how to read the charts, because that's what I teach y'all. You saw I had no indicators, no trend lines. It's simply just market flow and trading and entering and exiting off key price levels. Now, all the stuff that I just went over, you get access to all that stuff in the course channel. So that way, not only do you have the step-by-step playbook of how to look and read any chart at all times, but you have ongoing chart analysis, ongoing education for life. Now, I also have one-on-one sessions. One-on-one sessions also comes with access to the advanced play signal room and the student member group chat. That way you can earn while you learn, but then you also get 2 sessions a week that are recorded an hour long, but you also get 2 sessions a week that are recorded in an hour long and they're sent to you same day. Those are yours to keep for life. So if you're interested in that, hit those links in the description. If y'all want to contact me directly, y'all can DM me on Instagram at playmaker_way. Also make sure to follow me on there, and TikTok _playmakerway_. I post daily on both pages. And I'll see y'all next time I'm live or next time I post a video. Peace. We out.